What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing another video. Today I am in my home, so as you can tell, I'm in my old location where I've been filming for a while now. So I wanted to do a video since the Legacy line figures, I finally got all of them, so I wanted to also do a video on this beforehand. This was something I got at Power Morphicon because I was like, I don't have any SH Figuarts, and I kind of want one. So I was like, let's get Ninja Storm Red. At this point though, the box has been a little damaged due to the fact that I have been transporting back and forth because I was considering doing it while I was at my college, but due to the fact that it's a little annoying and a little hard to get things set up, might as well do it here. And also now since I have all Legacy figures in one place. So this video is going to focus on that. The box is damaged, as you can see all around. It's not the best quality right now, just due to the fact that it's been transported a million times over, back and forth between locations. So I'm going to leave this here after I do this review. So let's just open this up. Let's just see what we got here. So this is what it looks like when you take out the packaging. As you can see, there are tons and tons of hands, as well as the figure itself right there. And also the Hawk gun is featured in here, so that's very nice to see that. You also have both the sheathed weapon and the sword. I think the sheathed weapon might be the gun mode, or it could just be the sheathed weapon. Also, you can tell that it's fairly small, so it's not like it's a gigantic thing. Let's just see here. You remember though that, oh, that's why. So what you have to do is like where I am right now, you pull on this tab, and you see everything is locked in because I know that you're gonna. All right. So everything is the same as what we saw before. So now I'm gonna take up the figure, and here's the figure itself. As you can see here, it's not the hugest figure, but it's a good quality figure. Obviously it's Ninja Storm Red, Shane. So as you can, so I wanted to go over the articulation, of course, just to give you guys a sense of it. So the arms can go out full 360, as you can see, and they can go out all the way and go up that far. They can, the elbows can bend, can bend that far. And I'm just gonna quickly adjust the camera just because I feel like it's a little far away. So the elbows can bend that far. The wrists can do the hands can do a complete 360 all the way around. This part can't swivel, so like that can't swivel, but they can go up and down that much. The head is on a ball joint, so it can spin all the way around. It can tilt all the way down, like it can tilt down that far, and it can tilt up that far. So here's a standard pose. So the head standard, so it can go. It can't really tilt up at all, actually, but it can tilt down. It does have an ab crunch slightly around here, you see, a little bit. I'm just trying to make sure that the ab is tilting, not the waist. The waist does allow it to bend down and go that far, so if you wanted to have a bowing position, you totally can. You can have him bow. I noticed there's a butt plug here, which I have no idea what that's there. Myself. As you can see here, his legs he can do pretty sizable kicks, so that's pretty nice. His legs can stretch out all the way, so he can do pretty much a split. Although if you're wondering how far he can split with his legs all the way down, that's a good question. As you can see here also with the feet can actually do this, so they have that crazy rocker articulation that's awesome, that allows you to pose it pretty nicely. And allows you to do a split that can reach out pretty dang far. Yeah, so what you can also do here is you can, so as I said before, there are bends at the ankles that can go that far, so you can have an awesome looking leg positioning, so it looks like that. The legs can, so yeah, they can bend back that far. They can't, there's no side to side. As I said before, the feet can twist on the ankle, and the toe has its own articulation as well. Yeah, the toe can tilt upwards, as you can see here, so it can go upwards. It can't go down. As far as going down, it goes down like a normal foot. So overall, it's a nice amount of articulation. But of course, you know, in this mode, what are his hands like? He can punch, right? So you can, he can go like boom, boom, boom. You know, he can just punch basically, right? And his head is completely twisted. So I'm just gonna show you guys him now. Obviously, I'm not doing this on a table right now. I wish I were, but I am not. So his fists, the way to swap out his fists, pretty simple. You just have to twist it. You have to twist it off. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you just pop it right off. And as you can see here, he just has like a little nub. And what you can do is you can swap it out. So say you want to have a gripping fist, right? So here's a gripping fist that he has, and that's if you want him to grip something. So this is actually the wrong hand. So here is his other gripping fist. And all you have to do basically is just push in, and it should usually just come right on. And this is on the wrong hand, so that's why that's not working. But let's just see here. Yeah, it was the wrong hand. So you just push, and you obviously just don't want to break it, but just be, take your time if you need to. And let's just see here what we got. There we go. And so you see here, here's the fist. It's nice. I'm obviously going to be doing a lot of cuts here, so you may also notice on the back here, there's a little peg, right? So this peg allows him to hold the sheathed weapon, and what you can do is you can have it on him. So if, let's just say you want him to look like he's fighting and he doesn't have his weapon out yet, you can have it like that, and that looks really nice, from the back. Unfortunately, he can't grab it, so that's as far back as he can go with that. Even if you bend it back all the way, he can look like it is, but you can totally see that he's not grabbing it at all. So it doesn't look as nice in that way. So it's nice for posing with the sheath still on, but you're not going to get anything else out of him, unfortunately. So it will look like that. And that's something that actually the Legacy line allows you to do. You can actually grab it sheathed. I have done that, so that is cool. Let's take out the sword here. The sword is obviously a very thin plastic. You can put it in his hands, and I'm just gonna quickly try to grab it and see what it looks like. And this is actually something I noticed was pretty interesting to me. Ooh, yeah, and you see, you can do a two-handed pose, but it's not the easiest thing, just due to the fact that the hands are, maybe I have to swap this. Let's just see here. No, I don't think so. Maybe. No, but this is the gun hand. which you can actually have both weapons one hand in one place, one hand in the other place. So you can do a lot of crazy stuff with him. I probably cut a whole bunch here just because it's really annoying to get this guy to do stuff. The hands are fairly easy to swap on now. It's just that I feel like swapping them on can be a chore for me. It could just be that I'm not the best at putting these on, and it might actually be really easy to put them on. Did I just swap the wrong hand? Yeah, I did. So anyway, guys, I had to cut ahead a bunch because these I'm not the best at putting on these ball joints at all. So I do that, and that's why I'm not. I mean, look, I don't usually get Figuarts because I'm not the best with them, and also because they're not cheap. So please understand this now. It has nothing to do with that I wasn't. It's nothing to do with that I'm not someone that couldn't do it, but you get the point. So I have the sword in this arm. I'm going to put the Hawk Blaster in the other arm, of course, just to, and it's pretty simple to actually get it into that arm, as you can see here. So you can have him holding the Hawk Blaster, and that's really nice. Unfortunately, the weapon does not have an area in the back here for you to combine, say, the yellow, blue, crimson red, and navy blue. But I really like the fact that that it does come with weapons. Unfortunately, legacy weapons do not include the Hawk Blaster, so that is an advantage there. But supposedly the rumor is that they might end up sending out packaging for each of their individual weapons for the legacy line. So eventually we could see the Hawk Blaster, we could see the other weapons showing up in a separate line of weapon packaging, which would be very nice. So anyway, here he is like that. I'm gonna probably show, and you could do a lot of stuff with him. He does have some good posing. Now the Hawk Blaster is actually fairly easy to remove, and also so you see you can just remove it like that. Very simple. Putting it back in, even simpler. Yeah, just a little bit of pressure and you got it. And you can do some really cool stuff with him. He has some really awesome stuff. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. Like, I mean, if I wanted to really mess with him, I could. Look at that. I mean, and you would normally never use that kind of posing on a character like this, but I mean, it's just crazy what kinds of things Figuarts can do. Obviously, this one's fairly simplistic. I mean, that's not even right. Like, look at that foot. Like, a person would not be able to pull their leg back that far. I mean, seriously. But obviously, that's because I'm messing with the joints a little bit. Not really, actually. Am I messing with the joints? Sort of. But as you can see here, he's pretty cool looking. I'm going to now cut ahead to a different pose, just because it takes forever to put these guys, to put him into different poses. Of course, he can do a lot of stuff. Can he? I'm just trying to think here what kind of poses I can get him into right now. Actually, that's not even a bad pose. Huh. Yeah. And the whole lower foot. Oh man, I love that. Just like putting him on me like that. Like, yeah, I like it. I like it. Freeze. All right, so let's cut ahead. Here's another pose that I found that could be pretty cool. Obviously there are buttons on the sword, which are pretty awesome to see. So you can do that. Obviously he's not gripping it, but he's still able to press buttons on the sword, which here's a little closer. he's pressing a button. Obviously there's no light up on the black, but would be nice. But obviously there's no electronics, which is fine. This is not intended for that purpose, but it's a very cool pose. I'm gonna switch to another pose in a minute, but really awesome. I mean, look at all this flexibility. Like, oh man. As I said before, he can do some really wild poses. So like, boom, I don't know. Like, there's a whole variety of poses all around. You can do all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna cut ahead again, just to make sure that we got some good poses out of this. So hold on. One of the things that I also found out was that for some reason the belt is a separate piece. So as you can see here, I can actually twist this belt. Not something I'm particularly happy with, but it's okay. It is what it is. I'm sure there's a way that I can tighten this up again, but yeah. Also, the legs can be removed. I do not want to remove them because they're a pain to put back on. But as you can see here is the open palm tan, and you can do some really cool stuff with him. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty awesome. I like the fact that gripping these weapons, you definitely can see that he has a pretty good ability to grip them. The only reason why I'm mentioning that specifically is because the legacy figures for me so far haven't been the easiest to do. I've been trying to practice it on the Ninja Storm Red of the legacy line. Harder to grip the weapons, definitely can, and I believe you're supposed to be able to do two-handed poses with the legacy figures, because like you see here, his hands are able to reach over pretty far, but like it's not perfect. It's fairly hard to really get that going. So anyway, here's the open-handed palm. I've actually figured out how to do these hands a little bit better now. I was having so much trouble before. You have no idea. I feel like it's just certain hands are just so hard to really get on. I'm just gonna try the open palmed one now. Okay, so here is the open palmed hand, and you see here he is with that. And the only thing though is that I wish that this hand weren't something so annoying to get like you can't even get the hands really that easily like next to each other or anything. You can get like the weapons, you can have him holding on to the sword like this, but you can't have this hand and this hand very close at all. Like they have to be pretty far apart. They can't really reach that's probably pretty close to how far you can get them from being near each other. Overall, I think that this figure is pretty cool. I just wish that it was a little easier to pose with. It's Figuarts, which means that there are a lot of advantages, but of course there are disadvantages to everything. But like, he has some really awesome articulation, and that's great. I just wish that certain things were a little bit better on him, but I mean, he has a lot of advantages that are beneficial to him, and the Hulk Blaster does not hurt. And the weapons are nice. It would be nice if he could pull out his weapon from his back. Unfortunately, the figure was not made that way, so he has some limitations to his articulation. But of course, with the leg articulation being so good and the arm articulation being pretty good, obviously a lot of the articulation from the arm comes from the shoulders here. I forgot to mention, the shoulders here actually really are where the articulation comes into play for the hands, because they allow him to really do some awesome stuff here. As you can see, we have like just rotating the arms and doing all sorts of cool stuff. So that's about it for him. I don't want to pull off the head. I believe the head is also on a ball. It is like something you can remove. Like the head, the legs, and the hands are the three places where you can remove stuff on. Anyway, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I wish that this video were a little bit easier to do on my part, but yep, it is a ball joint. It's like a torso. It's like no head. But yeah, so that's about it for me, guys. I wish that I didn't have such a hard time dealing with this guy, just because Figuarts are cool, and I always like Figuarts, but I'm not the best at doing them, and this is like my first real Figuart that I've ever had, so please understand, if I ever get another Figuart, let's just say Ninja Storm, let's just say the Mighty Morphin figures, if I ever get them, otherwise, I'm going to obviously have a little bit more experience with dealing with Figuarts, because I'm new. Like, a lot of people do Figuarts reviews. I'm not someone that does Figuarts reviews, so I'm new to the whole Figuarts thing, so, please understand this now. This was a rough video. This is a video for me to just see, do I like Figuarts? And I do. I do like Figuarts a lot. It's just, I'm new to actually having one of my own. Obviously, as you know, I do a lot of mechs. I do a lot of, I've had tons of Ranger keys, tons of amiibos, but I don't usually get many figures, and this was new to me. So please leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai 71, and goodbye, guys.